Chaos963, doing it to you in 3D. So groovy that I dig me. Coming to you live from the studio, 500 million kilowatts of purity pump power. Doing it to you. I wanted to come on and share quickly. I'll be in and out with this, but I had to share it. And this one's kind of hard for me to share because I'm just like amazed at the state of affairs with our people. People being the black people. Talking about black people. You know, if you can't help yourself, you can't help no one else. And I say that to bring the understanding as a people. If we can't help ourselves, we sure can't help no one else. And I find the state of affairs today that people are hard pressed to assimilate. And I think that's like, wow, you go assimilate yourself right out the picture. Some people kind of think that's the way to go. Cool, have at it. But let me tell you how that works. If you fade yourself out the picture, you're no longer in the picture. So if you got an enemy, a sworn enemy, and you assist the enemy, eventually you'll be out of the game. I'm looking at a lot of things when I say this. You know, I was getting some information today on some of the goings on with China. And China up in there, baby, for real. And the politicians for America is buddying up with them and selling themselves out. And I'm thinking, well, don't they realize that if you sell yourself out, then I mean you won't have a platform. So say you working with China and you get $1 billion, but there's no more platform for you to be on. This is real interesting because I mean this is in essence what's happening. You know, folks are selling out to China and in doing so, selling the country out. And it's that simple. And I look at it and I'm kind of amazed. I mean, like, who does that, man? And I realize, you know, this open enemy, man, this dude is so thirsty till, I mean, nothing matters, man. I'm amazed. But I shouldn't be. I got to start sharing on some of these other things that I have been blessed, fortunate to come across. Some of these readings and some of the scholarship that'll give credence to some of the stuff I be saying. Well, all the stuff I be saying. And into that, there's scholarship that comes, you know, out of the ancient writings, the Kabbalah and whatnot. And it talks about how it talks about this enemy, and it says that how brutal and ruthless he'll be, and that's kind of some of what we're doing with. And I mean, there's no intimidation or fear factor at all. But the thing is that in him being who he is and doing what he does, it makes for a harder battle because he is the person that this country has come to rely on, trust, look to for leadership, guidance, and whatnot. And I'm not specifically talking about 45 because that thing is it sounds like that's over. But I'm talking about all the folks up there at the top, man. They are buying and selling. They're selling. They're not buying nothing. They're selling to China. I mean, you'd be shocked at some of the stuff I just have recently read and come abreast of, and how they're, I mean, literally selling the country. Literally. When I say literally, I mean the land. The land, the secrets, et cetera, et cetera. So I said, okay, well that's what that is. And I'm just so overwhelmed with the power that I've come to learn about and come into of late. Not intimidated in the least bit about anything else over there going on. Because as a people coming from ancient Kemet, there's nothing that can beat us. When I say beat us, I'm saying that there's prophecy that's coming. Prophecy will be fulfilled, and nothing can stop that. And that prophecy takes us back to the head in a leadership position. But that's on the way out, because this is wrapping up. So that being the case, we understand that we continue on to the victory. But I guess I'm just kind of amazed at some of the things that are dealt with, having to be dealt with on the way to the victory, and shouldn't be. You know, I looked at some of the stuff. You know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote in the Message to the Black Man, and he speaks about some of these things. And like I said, some of the ancient writings, most of the ancient writings speak on these things. How there'll be this enemy that'll come up and talks about how he'll be. And you read this, and I read it, and I was like, wow, man, you know, can they really be that? Yeah, they're that. Step on a baby chicken. Throw a bucket of water on a drowning man. And so again, I'm saying all this to say this. As we as a body, as a people, as a family move forward, don't be deceived. There will be folks that, I like the way the word says this, that will creep in unaware. You know, there's cats trying to get in and have gotten in. You know, you look at every major move, particularly in this country, that was about something, and they never failed to infiltrate, you know, the groups with traders, man. You know, I try to look at words that are a little more palatable, but it's difficult for me because it is what it is. I'm talking about people that are traders. They came into the different organizations that we had and sold them out. You know, and I was reading a story about Harriet Tubman. It says that, you know, she had this big old gun and blah, blah, blah. And in talking in reference to the gun, she made it clear, they made it clear in the writings that the gun was not for the enemy, being that the enemy that was the slave owners and the slave master. The gun was for the blacks or the slaves that would try to sell her out to the slave masters. So I'll be a little more blunt, direct with it. Man, there's people of our persuasion that are doing all they can right now to sell us out. And there's other folks that are involved in some of the upper echelon, their government and whatnot, that are doing all they can to sell that whole government out. So it's kind of radical, man, when you look at it, you're like trying to get an understanding about that. And just like a lot of things that happen in this, it's beyond my understanding. And it's basically because I'm not cut out of that fabric. But I've had to learn that. I've had to learn my enemy. Because if not, then I'm destined for defeat. I had to learn that our enemy there's no bottom, man. There's no bottom. You know, I remember reading about when they gave the Indians the blankets with the what was it, measles or whatever. I thought, wow, that that's beyond my realm of understanding. And I should be more careful with my words. I understand it. I overstand it. But as far as being able to think and to think to do something like that, I can't comprehend that, man. I look and see some of the things that our open enemy does, and I am just totally amazed. So okay, that it is what it is. They do what they do, and so on and so forth. But again, I digress. I go back to the point that I'm making here, and that point is you have to watch out for the folks that you bring in up with you, particularly now, man. Folks kind of waiting for this election to get over so we can kind of move forward with things. And so now it's over, and we'll be moving forward with things. But what is paramount is to know and understand that as we do move forward, there'll be some folks coming in that are what did the Ida Fanning, whatever her name was. I think she was the first one to coin the phrase, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And that's important because we, as the compassionate people that we are, we like to believe that, love and happiness. I had to tune up, I'm sorry. But it's not like that, man. And that was our shortcoming, some of our failure, not realizing and understanding our open enemy. So that's paramount that we do. Because if you don't, it'll be to your detriment. So right now things are changing, man. Folks is falling and getting in order. And I'm watching some of the with my day we call them Uncle Toms, man. So I'll use that verbiage, man. But I'm watching them trying to jockey for a position, and I'm just amazed at some of the stuff they'll do, man. They whatever it takes, to get close to our oppressor. And don't be deceived. There's still the oppressor, still oppressing, and nothing changed. You can put Black Lives Matter, you can get it tattooed on your forehead, and I'm not moved. Excuse me. Pardon me. Kind of cold in my room here, and I just come in, I ain't heated it up. I ain't turned the heat on. I need to. But like I said, I don't care how many Black Lives Matter you put on the ground out there. We as a people we're not going for that, man. Not this time. We never really went for it. We've just been very strategic in our plan and what we're doing to get to this point where we are. Because we had to go through the stuff that was prophesied and get to this jump off point. So we're at this jump off point now, and we're fitting to move into glory, man. Into glory. Can't nobody stop it. And that's what's up. Nobody can stop it. But I'm in the school now where I'm not even gonna do big fights, man. I'm gonna move in power and run you over, man. I'm gonna move with this energy and things that try to get in the way, not having it. But into that, we have to be, folk have to be smart. Everybody has to be smart and realize, man. They say all skin folk is not kinfolk. So I had some social interaction on today, and I was amazed at some of the stuff I saw, man. You talk about Jeffin and Step and Fetch It and what? Woo! Man. And, we saw the movie Django Unchained, and the Pardo boy was playing out, what he would do for Massa, Massa. Well, man, let me tell you, that's real. And we know it's real, been real. Because I mean, the major movements that we've had in this country for our people have if they've been derailed, it's been derailed by people that we thought were kinfolk. But all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So here we are, going into this next phase. And again, I can't reiterate enough. Totally, totally, totally confident in the outcome. I'm seeing folks taking up positions that that allow us to have a balance and be more complete. And as that happens, then the victory is inevitable. It's already victory. You know, as I say sometimes, I read the end of the book. Paperback books back in the day, you could turn to the back page and get a synopsis. And this is what was. So I read the end. That sounds like a good book. Check it out. So yeah, we win and gonna win and win big, but you got to go through these motions, and going through the motions, there have to be some fighting and whatnot. But the fights are just going through the motion. It's sort of like the Mike Tyson in the day when he first started off, when he's peaking. It's a Tyson fight. We turn it on and get ready. Well, man, you couldn't go to the bathroom. You couldn't make you a sandwich. You had to be ready, because if you blink for a minute, it'd be over. Well, that's the fight I'm talking about now. Cheers. Nothing like water, man. Some incredible stuff. That's the fight I'm talking about now. A fight that ain't no fight. Only in name is it a fight. Tyson was mashing them dudes. So only by name it was a fight. But it wasn't no fight. This ain't gonna be no fight. But we still gotta go through it. He still had to get dressed, warmed up, he had to practice, train and whatnot. And then go in there and mash too. We practice and train, and we finna mash some cats. We got all the bases covered. And this is in essence just another base to be covered. And that base says that we got to know and recognize that there'll be some cats that are gonna creep in and try to sabotage the move. I'm gonna see if I can find this verse right quick. But with that knowledge, we have to adjust. Because let me tell you, man, they gonna fight, kill, die. I mean, tooth and nail for master. More dangerous than the slave master himself was the cats that had sold out to the slave owner, the house niggas or what have you. Yeah, that's a good one. And so, I mean, like I said, more dangerous than the master himself was these cats, because they would do and will do anything to get close to our open enemy. And I say open enemy because it's open enemy. I promise you, you turn that TV on, that idiot box, and give it a minute, and before long you'll have a story about where these police done smashed somebody, or somebody done had to had to protect themselves, and the thing, ain't nothing changed, man, from Emmett Till to George Floyd. Ain't nothing changed. So that being said, if that's the case, then we realize, yeah, okay, we got to go through this action and make this thing happen. I was really trying to avoid all the political stuff and all, and I still am. My thing is to bring some light to the metaphysical and esoterical powers that you have, and the powers that is there for a guy to cut into, and that through the learning of the uh, metaphysical, and when you learn it and get an understanding of it, the power kind of just comes, man. You know, it's like learning a sport. You know, when you learn it, you just automatically get better. Your technique, your form just gets better, and so you're not necessarily learning to do a swing with the bat, or learning to throw. You are, but in essence, you're just learning the technique. You know, when you start playing football first, and they teach you is proper technique. You know, this is how you tackle. They say get down, square up, and keep your eye on his chest, and and that's not actually fighting, but that's giving you that technique. So when you do fight, drama. Well, that's what these things are that we can learn, and that's technique and form. So when we do fight, drama, it'll be there. The Kabbalah talks about the mind is all, and the universe is mental. That being the case, well, now I'm not even in the fight, but I know that the fight is in the mind and it's mental. I didn't get to do nothing with that mind, but I know that now when dealing with this, that's what's up. That's where it's at, and that is where it's at. I like when I was really learning about meditating and whatnot. And all of them, it talks about intention. You have to do it with the intention. So okay. And so that's what it's about, with intention. So now in fighting this fight that we're fighting, we have to fight with intention and with the understanding that in winning this, the win comes in when you have the done the work, the small work, and then it just comes. I was playing ball with some cats once, and they was younger, and we were all young, so 2 or 3 years when you're young is quite a bit of difference, So the cat was maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 years younger, and I threw the ball to him, and he caught the ball, but it was in such a way that I was impressed. I was almost astounded, because his technique and his training was so superior, was so supreme, that it looked effortless, man. I thought, man, this dude, he's good. Now, it took something for him to do that, but when he did it, because of the training from the repetition and whatnot, it just looked effortless. It looked he was so relaxed, and I thought, yeah, okay, that's what's up. Well, let me tell you here, right now, that this thing that we're in, as you train and get an understanding, get the technique, winning will be effortless, man. I was driving down the street today. Cop pulled up behind me. You know how they pull up behind you too, and they pull up behind you like they want you to take off or to react. That's how they do with us. You know what I'm saying? And I told you before that I've gotten so complete in my understanding of this that when they pull up behind me, I tell them to go on. Now, I don't roll down the window, I don't wave no hands, I don't do nothing, but my spirit and everything in me demands them to get on, man. Get on. Now, when I first did it the first few times, it happened, but it was like, oh. But now it's like comfortable and relaxed. Like catching the ball, you caught it 1,000 times, so you just catch it. I see them dudes in the NFL, they're running sometimes and they're sprinting downfield and the ball is a little over their head. They turn the gas on just enough till they get up under that joint and then they don't struggle on. I see these cats get up under it and just reach out with one hand and pull them joints in, man. And it's something because the crowd, them cats, we all, ooh, ah. But we got cats that look at us and say, yeah. That's how you do that, baby. That's how you do that. Let me tell you, this fight that we getting in now, we've been through it 100 million times. Our ancestors been through it. And we've been through it so much to now we should be understanding that we need to be comfortable and relaxed in this fight. Because we're going to put knots on their head faster than they can rub them. Winning is not even an option. That's just winning. Now it's just how we win. Old boy pulled up behind me all hard, and got up. Man, you better get off of me. And he sat there for a second, because it was a time, man, the cat pulled up behind me like that. I'm either punch it or I'm a turn. Let me turn. Whatever you turn it into a field, homie. Now, why you turn, Well, I done seen dudes, man, they pull up behind my and dudes get to dumping dope out the car or whatever, I done seen them pull up behind cats like that real hard and dudes wreck the car. They don't fool around and be so paranoid they hit the car in front of them or something. I'm telling you, we've been through this, man. And what we ain't been through, we got cats that have been through. We need to communicate each one, teach one, get an understanding, a full knowledge of what's going on, and just casually take the ball and run in for the 6, baby. Because that's what we do. We're winners. We overlooked a lot of things coming up until this point. And one of the things was we had to have folks to really train us to understand how these folks are. These people sold tickets to go watch hangings and lynchings. They sold tickets at church. Boy, you better get it, baby. You better get it, baby. Understand who we dealing with, man. This thing it's open, man. It's all in there, right? Cat pulled up behind me, man. Looked at review me and told me, you better get up off of me, man. So I done fought that fight. We done fought all these fights before. The voter suppression. Now it's time to pull all the stops. If you play chess, there's one point in the chess game when when you play chess, at one point in the game you say mate in 4. Let me tell you what that means. That means I done pushed hard and I done opened all the stuff and I see it. I got you. Mate in 4. And they look at the board. Yeah. Mate in 4. And then when you say that, all of a sudden the veil is ripped from their eyes. And they have an understanding. And they see what, this dude done slipped up on me, man. Yeah. I did that, homie. Checkmate in 4. Checkmate in 4. Give me a new monkey because this one don't dance so well. Man, that's what time this is, man. This thing is over, but we're going to win with finesse, and don't be sweating it. Don't be sweating it, man. Game is over. Chaos963, there's my information on the bottom, man. Get at me. Don't be confused, people. This thing is going on. This is serious warfare. There is enemies, and we win. But the most dangerous cat is the cat that says he's on your team. Well, you're on my team, man. How come you keep taking information and papers out and giving it to the enemy? Well, he gonna stop that. He gonna stop that. Hey, now.
Hey.
Hey. Oh, I know it was. I'm going to sign off. Remember Chaos963. Peace, love, and harmony. I'll talk to you later.